Welcome back then here to Snetterton for this penultimate round of the Triumph Triple Challenge 2009. It looks to me like Ben Miller still has the lead. We were talking about Ricky Chadwick when we left for the break, but we're now back with the Michelin Young Guns and Jamie Devine. Look at them, they're trying to screw everything there is out of those bikes. You can see those right wrists going whack, whack. And look at Ralph Turco. Hey ho, here he comes. The turkey's on the plot and he's into the lead. Well, you can't keep a good Brazilian down, that's all I can say. This boy must be a star back home. If they knew, well, it doesn't go out on Brazilian television, this programme, but I think it should. Time to start negotiating. Incidentally, riders out there, if there's anybody with Australian connections, this Triple Challenge programme will be aired in Australia quite soon. Just thought I'd let you know that one. Also South Africa, if that's of any interest. Hey-ho, and there is that number machine 20, Jamie Devine. He has dropped back now to third. Now, he will not want Miller really to finish in front of him, but I have to say he doesn't have to panic that much because Miller is a fair few points behind him. Ralph Turco getting swallowed by the Young Guns under braking. Well, Ralph, the father of two, obviously thinking the better of that. He doesn't need to finish in front of anybody in this race except Duncan Knox. He's got a big enough gap in the TDG Championship. Remember, we've got two individual championships running side by side, TDG and Michelin. Look at these two again. Oh, two hot shots out front, two Young Guns who can't make their minds up who's going to let the most steam off. Boys, this could all end in misery if you're not careful. As they say, it could end with rubber side up and helmet side down, which is not the way you want to finish the race. But Ralph Turco, what a ride for him. He's got Tommy Dow, number 74, right behind him. Well, Tommy's had an up and down season. Couldn't get the grips of some of the circuits, had problems, just couldn't quite settle down, but he's getting there slowly. But at 16 years of age, well, you've got to expect things to be. Look at Turkey. He's not finished yet, is he? Well, I do believe his bike will be up for sale after this event, so if anybody's interested in that machine to get into the series for next year, remember, it's open to anybody as long as you meet the certain criteria required. You've got different options of how you come racing the Triumph. You can buy bikes, rent bikes, buy a ride, and you can come in as a guest ride if you want, for a one-off guest ride. A lot of people do it. We've got a couple of guest riders out there this weekend. Oh, where are you going? Is that Tommy Dow? Looks like it. Well, Tommy, you're meant to turn right. I'm afraid, mate, you need a tom-tom, I think, attached to your handlebars. That run-off at the end of that straight coming into Revitz, he's got it particularly wrong. That is Tommy Dow, I think, 74. Yeah, red leathers. Some of these boys wearing the halo leathers, which you can get quite reasonably priced, and it is once again Miller in the lead. Devine chasing. Then it's Emmett O'Grady, the Irish lad, now into third, carrying the onboard camera. We've seen some great shots of his bike so far. That camera comes courtesy of a Mr. Hutchins, who raced in this series last year. And I'd like to thank the organisation and the team for making it possible for us to use the material. Number 9. Reese Rothwell. Well, Reese at the moment not exactly where he wants to be in the championship, down in around 5th place with 178 points. There's the 36 bike just going through there of Ben Hardy from Hull Bridge on the Clan Ceramics Limited sponsored machine. TDG Cup runner, black bike, of course. It was such a good idea to make the bikes red for the Michelin Young Guns and black for the TDG. So easy now to distinguish who's who in the race until you get Ralph Turco coming through. And then he's sort of put all recognition to the wind, apart from the fact that we do know it's Ralph with those fluorescent day glow leathers and bike. But it's good to see. He's a bit of an individualist, our old Ralph. He likes to do things in a kind of a spectacular fashion. A real showman is Ralph, and I love him for it. It's still Miller that leads, Devine second, then it's Emmett O'Grady, and then it is, well, it looks like Alex Olsen to me. Yeah, it is, 56. As they go past the truck parked on the left-hand side, they come back around. Here they come towards those very tight S's. Quick flip right, quick flip left, and this is where the last lap dashes are made. It's going to the checkered flag. They all go into that corner like crazy fools, and it can sometimes end up with bodies and bits and bikes all over the place. Let's hope this time it doesn't. Been a good series so far this year. Next year, bigger things to come with the Triumph Triple Challenge, running with more rounds of BSB, which is a great place to run in front of an audience of over 20-odd thousand. So those of you thinking of maybe of having a crack at this series next year, you've got a bit of a showcase to race in front of, I can tell you, next year, 2010. Bigger and better things. Looks like we've got a change at the front. Has Jamie gone through? Oh, Ben Miller wipes the nose of the man from Broughton in Flintshire. Says, no, thank you, my friend. You can stay right back there in the bridesmaid's place. You get the silver medal, I'm going for gold. Why not? Out of the bomb hole. Used to be I think this was an American B-52 base in the year, in past years, in World War II. It was used as a military base by the Americans. Just trying to check out a bit of history from hence the aeroplane that's taking off at the entrance gate of Snetterton. There is Curtis Rothwell, the brother of Reese Rothwell. Curtis still very much finding his way around the tracks and the bikes. Bit of a newie to racing at this level. It's Duncan Knox is chasing, I'm pretty sure of it, the white leathers. Now, they've still not decided who wants to be in front yet, and Jamie Devine's still trying to find a way past Ben Miller. And who's that back in fourth? Well, that is the 56 bike of Alex Olsen. We lost Tommy Dale when he ran off the track. He's circulating, but way down the field. Who's going to go for the brakes this time? Oh, and it's going to be Ben Miller. Still got it there. Emin O'Grady having a very good look up the inside there of Jamie Devine. Just couldn't make it stick. But lurking with some serious intent is Alex Olsen. The Bob Farnham tuned machine looking up the inside of Emin O'Grady. Has he made it through? No, he hasn't. That looks like the 71 bike. Yes, indeed, that is the 71 bike of Alistair Haynes from Cheltenham on the Cotswold Styles Triumph, because these are all Triumphs. And the number 81 bike there, that's Nicholas Blockley from Bletchley in Hertfordshire on the PB machine. They've opened up a little bit of a gap now. Miller is trying to make a breakaway, and O'Grady says to Devine, maybe it's my turn to chase the man in front. And here comes Olsen, drafting the other two up the long Revit straight. Is he going to get it under brakes? It looks like he very much has. Oh, the inside. Is he getting his front wheel wiped out or not? No, it's still Miller, who is in second place, and it's changed. It is Olsen. Alex Olsen, the youngster. Again, had an up and down season, didn't like Cadwell Park in the wet, struggled there, as did Ralph Laturco, remember. He decided to park it in the barn. And some of the other tracks have proved to be a bit of a learning ground for this young lad, but there's the 20 bike of Jamie Devine, who's been so consistent. He also would like to be heading. Last lap flag is out for the BSB paddock for next year on some sort of machinery. If not, he'll be back here with Triumphs once again. It'll be good to see him back, because he's such a nice young man, and he's got a really nice set of parents. I met them all at Alton Park when we were over there, and they all dived in, because it's not that far from Broughton, just outside Chester's, Alton Park. Met his mum, and nice family. He's had his fair share of problems as Jamie. So Thruxton was one of them. He's had the odd little up and down here and then. You'll remember the problems we had at Mallory with only one race being run when it was rained off. Thruxton, where we actually didn't get any. Well, we got a little bit of racing, but it was mostly from our onboard cameras, because unfortunately the live OB people did not film the race for us. But that's all now been resolved, and hopefully for next year that will all be as it should be, and we'll have some real cracking racing with the Triumph Series. Here comes Jamie Devine. This is the last chapter. Oh, and he's down. What did I say about that corner? Oh, he was lucky that was Emin O'Grady that then picked up Ben Miller. And this means Ralph Laturco will win indeed the class, but he won't win this race. Looks over his shoulder, he doesn't care. It's a young gun behind him. Well, how about that? Well, and Alex Olsen involved in that as well. He got wiped out. So 3 of them going down. There's Jamie Devine, and there is Bunny Boy, the 78 bike there of Ben Miller. Let's have a look at it from the onboard. This is Emin O'Grady looking at what happened. You see then Devine goes up the inside, loses the front end, wipes out Miller, and O'Grady's so lucky to get up, and then Olsen gets wiped out by Miller's bike. How unlucky was that? And O'Grady just said, thank you very much, I'll take the win in the 25 points. He was followed home by Rothwell and Stephanie Wadlow, the birthday girl, up on the podium from Brett Carter, Blockley and young Tommy Dale down there in 6.